Hey.
had dinner, and then I was snuggled in a blanket, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go.
You've, like me, been to some of the council meetings where the council people walk in and it's like, okay,
I'm okay.
they don't look very
Trying to
professional.
Do work,
T-shirts and jeans, and
yeah.
That's why.
You guys, time of year,
it's very
right?
nice.
Chip?
I'm not
Is
a
this
tax
from
person,
you,
but
Sarah?
retail, yeah.
Yeah, straight from my, yeah.
I knew it. It looks,
It's not me, well, it's Parks and Rec staff.
thank you, guys.
But Jamie got a quorum, if nothing else.
Yep.
You know? No, I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna came to get my.
we have minutes. We don't have minutes.
Columbus for once.
Lots of traveling.
Yeah, I have.
San Diego, Chicago.
Right here.
Did you print them out?
No, they were sitting here, under the agenda. Oh, you know what? These are
Well,
for
it
me to
was worse
sign.
because I was in
That's why I have them.
Last Sunday. And then Monday,
I
you
did,
know, we had
look
all
at,
that
I
snow,
downloaded them.
shoveling snow.
Just in time.
Right. But it was
Well, I
good.
wasn't
I mean, that's
here,
what it
so-
does back here, it snows.
You can look at it, you want, these are the ones I have to
Sure,
sign
it's
though.
gotta deal with it.
Well, I read them online, but
So, same.
I didn't see anything online. I still had stuff I can't remember.
I'm 76 years old. I'm 76 years old. I can't remember half the stuff either.
Oh, dear. Comes cat flying down.
So then all we need is,
I never feel like I get these chairs right.
I know, right? That's what I,
No.
I like them as tall as they can.
I do too, but then
One's too
the
tall.
council people look fine. Thank you.
You look great.
Thank you.
Just stellar.
must be the sweatshirt.
It's the sweatshirt.
I'm cold, so my coat's not coming off.
Yeah, you know, I work part-time for the city. of
These
Columbus.
are very delicious, by the way.
Buildings,
I
they-
like these little,
when they're not being occupied, they're not being
Are
rented,
they gonna make it through?
they drop the
meeting?
temperature down to like 55.
I considered it, but I
Well,
think I
we still
could.
gotta go in there and work and do
What?
setups and stuff like
did,
that.
yeah.
And then when the event comes on, you know, before, a couple hours before.
Let's go to
the-
your dinner.
Most people, but especially him. Anyway, you can make a millions of dollars a year.
okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Could I have a roll call, please?
Chrissy Kaminsky. Here. Harvey McCluskey.
Here.
Holly Haynes. Here. Eric Miller.
Here?
Jan Ross.
Here.
Ken Shepherd.
Here.
Donna Simmons.
Here.
All right, has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes? Can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Sorry, Chrissy Kaminsky.
Yes.
Harvey McCluskey.
Yes.
Holly Haynes. Yes. Eric Miller,
Yes.
Jan Ross,
Yes.
Ken Shepherd,
Yes.
Donna Stevens.
Yes.
All right, any additions or corrections to the agenda? Nope. Any hearing of visitors? Correspondence and actions? All right, unfinished business, is there anything under there, Stephanie? Then we move on to new business and our Friendship Park Playground.
Thank you. So, as part of the 2026 capital improvement request, we do have the Friendship Park Playground as part of an improvement that we have outlined in our docket. Obviously, Friendship Park is not only one of our oldest parks, but it's also frequented in one of the locations of our summer camp. And so this is every playground is a big and important project, but this project specifically has a lot of individuals who have specific desires and have a really good ability to participate in this process. So Zach is the lead project manager for this project. So I'm going to hand it over to him just to talk through where we are from past to today and what we anticipate moving forward. So Zach, the Parks Operations Manager.
Thank you. Excited to present some concepts for the new Friendship Park Playground. We started this process as part of the capital improvement plan with the city's overall budget. We were budgeted to improve this playground, starting with some planning, and then pending votes Monday, we anticipate that this will be funded for 2026. So we started the planning process this summer initially with a survey, eventually an RFP, just seeking qualified consultants, companies to present proposals on how they would go about assisting in planning for this park, this playground. So we received multiple proposals in September. Ultimately, we awarded we went into contract agreement with a group called Civil Solutions that's in with partnership with DWA Recreation. They represent a brand name called Game Time, which is a playground supplier nationally. So we started engaging with that group in October. And throughout the whole process, we set forward some goals in the RFP and the outcomes and what we wanted to do with this playground. Beyond it being a camp site, we recognize that as it being one of our most frequented parks in our system. We do know that it is visited by local school districts, county, Board of Developmental Disabilities, and other groups beyond preschools, daycares. A lot of folks use this playground. So one goal is we wanted to make it more inclusive and accessible. So going into the project, along with providing a high play level, a lot of play elements for the site, knowing that it's frequented by many kids in the area and our camp. It's a primary, as Steph said, for our camp programs. We did want to, in our system, we do have some accessibility at our playgrounds, but we did want to elevate those experiences for anybody with special needs. So to be just more accommodating and provide really play for all, ultimately, that it's a park that anyone can go to with their families, any ability can play there and enjoy the park. So part of the plan is to develop 3 concepts. We engaged multiple groups through the system. Behind me is Jessica Bennett. She's with Jeremiah's Corner. She was instrumental in other playgrounds in Central Ohio and providing just accommodations with a focus on the special needs and kids with disabilities. So engaged multiple groups. Jessica helped us and provided us her time to consult on it, along with teachers from the Franklin County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the local school district, and we did put a public survey out and had over 450, I think, respondents for that. So used all that information and worked with the consultants in the playground company to ultimately put forward 3 concepts we're going to present to you tonight. So this is the first time we've publicly opened this up. We do intend to do more engagement beyond tonight. to get some feedback from the community. We did get some feedback from those that we engaged with earlier. And we'll go back to the people that provided information on the survey. So really just trying to get feedback on kind of the concepts we put together once we get into design. Our goal is to get this into construction this spring. So by Memorial Day is the goal. We do have to meet some deadlines and some timelines to be able to meet that and get it into construction late winter into spring. So right now we're in concept phase. We'll move into design phase. And then we are seeking other grant funding to help to elevate the play experience here as well. So although we do have funding with the city, we do want to try to add more to the site. So what you're going to see tonight, it's just the play equipment. It doesn't include the site as a whole. So there's some things that we are in conversation with and hope to add to it. Fencing is one of those. You won't see any benches or tables or other shade areas beyond what's in the play, like within the playground. So there are some things that will be added to this as we get into the design, but this is just like the high level, what the playground equipment at the park. So we have 3 designs to present to you, and keep in mind, colors are not decided. We did have a consistent color schematic for all 3 concepts, just so it's amazing how colors can influence kind of what something looks like or what it is. So we do have the same color palette. That can get changed, and that's something as we engage folks, it is important to have the right colors. Jessica's helped us a lot in like just kind of understanding the difference from if we have like play areas to be able to delineate the surface color. If it's like a play zone where people might be exiting slides around swing bays, we can also do that in design to add some creativity and some character to the site. So colors are just, again, take that with a grain of salt there. Concept 1, so this is the overall layout of it. Oh, my clicker's not going to work. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have a few different views here. The ramping, and you'll see that across all 3 concepts. The ramping on this particular set, it is the minimum standard, which is just over 30 inches. It is, the elevation is a 12-to-1 ratio, which allows its proper ADA sloping there. So there is ramping that gets participants that are using the playground up to different features on this site. We have several slides at different elevations. If I click the next slide here. That shows the transition from where the ramps end. Ultimately, there is the access to the higher levels. If someone was in a chair, they'd have to exit the chair to get to a higher level. And that shows kind of like that bridge going up higher. Next slide. This is the double slide. It's a roller slide is what you see there it's like the tan color. And there's a transition platform that will take a participant and they'll be able to get back up to the platform without having to exit the playground. So that's a nice feature that we saw. I heard a lot of positive feedback on. Has a lot of traditional equipment. So there's some monkey bars connecting one area to the other there. Next slide. And then you see that this concept has 3 swing bays. The swings are interchangeable, so to speak. So there's like traditional belt swings, and there are some other like partner swings there. And you can interchange out what kind of swing you have in those sections, so keep that in mind too. A swing bay kind of provides a lot of different options what you can do there. The spinner, you see like the musical notes on there. The spinners, that is level with the ground, so really is a very inclusive piece. It has a lot of play value, and everything that spins and moves, there's a science to it. There's a lot of research that goes into a lot of this equipment, and those that we engage to provide that as well. We met with a lot of OTs and PTs and teachers that there's different play value with the way things interact on the playground. And then the disc swing there, that is at a height elevation that is inclusive and ADA compliant there as well. Next slide. And this gives you kind of the middle section of this piece. This does give a lot of adventurous elements to it. The ramps go kind of around the play areas with some interaction in the middle there. And it does get to an elevation that's higher there with a higher swing or slide on the right. I don't have the exact elevation. I think it's around 6 to 8 feet is that platform at the top, 8 feet at the top there. So next slide. And then throughout the whole playground, the panels don't give a lot of detail, but one thing that our consultants are looking, and this is our next concept, but just to talk to the panels, each panel gives a lot of different options that we can add in there. So as people go up the ramp or around the playground, they can interact with the playground in different ways. There are options called switches, so switch devices. Switch devices are, a child may have a device that they can connect their device with the play panel, and it's another way to interact. So there's the play panels give a lot of different options as far as what we can do there. And when we get into design, we'll select those pieces just to create play value to areas that might be just, instead of just a ramp, there's like a panel there that they can interact with going up to it. So this is the second design. This is a different play set than what's was visualized in the first. This one is a higher elevation. This one goes to 12 feet tall is the height of this one. The ramping here is a double ramp, so that's over 60 inches wide. It allows for someone with a chair or someone's walking, doesn't matter. Anybody can cross traffic is very easy in this layout. It does provide one additional swing bay, so it has 4 different swing bays, and then it does include a 2 to 5 zone. So in that, up in the kind of left corner there, you can see a small play set that is focused on 2 to 5-year-olds. And then throughout, next slide, this gives you another side view of it. So the slide on the left has a transition platform off of it. So if kids are going down the slide, one can kind of sit off to the side if whether they're getting into a chair or whether they're just, it allows them to kind of get off the side of the slide when another one's going down. So we had positive feedback on that slide and the value that it brings to this. And then under the main play section, it's like a little cozy nook is the idea behind that. So there's some play elements, musical elements under there, some seating, a little bench area in the inclusive world. Sometimes it's nice to have a cozy space that whether it's just to observe other kids playing or a place to kind of get away from the main action. That's intentional. We're using every bit of space that we have on this playground to, again, add play value and a way to interact in this in different ways. Sometimes it may be a more passive area that someone can just kind of be and observe with. So next slide. And you'll see shade throughout the whole. This play set has shade integrated in different areas. The swing set has it throughout the ramps and some of the play features here has the shade. We'll go into the next slide. This gives you, you can see the 2 to 5 area a little better here. There are some musical play elements on the ground that are ground level and interactive there. And then there's the green climber that also has within that climber there are interactive points where you can put in things that spin, things that make noise. So there's different ways to access that and use it. And then that's really very accessible for really any age and any ability. That's an accessible piece there. It does have a spinner and then some other ground play elements there with those yellow kind of triangular piece in the middle there. It does have a small mound by the 2 to 5 section. Feedback we've received is that people do like mounds. Sometimes like a 2 to 3 foot mound is exciting for any age of kids. Sometimes younger kids, a little mound is as exciting as a slide. So we've tried to integrate those in some of our playgrounds as we design them. And next slide gives you a closer view of I can't forget the name of it. The name of that is slipping my brain, but so it gives you a better view of that small climber. And again, those little half-like circles, spheres, give you a little snapshot of the play elements that can be integrated within that piece. Next slide. And then just another side view of it. Get on to is it working now? Oh, it's working now. Okay, I don't have to keep saying next slide. All right, so this is the third design. This design incorporated some parts of 1 and 2 and put them together. So you'll notice the orientation of the swings are set differently. This is from south to north. The swings would be south, so like closer to the Storybook Trail or where these swings would be oriented. The shade is taken away, and with playground design, everything costs dollars. Shade over swing sets can be pretty substantial. With the swings moving more to the south end, there are some more mature trees on that side, so we thought we might be able to account for some shade with the trees, and then add shade and other elements throughout this concept. It does include shade throughout the other areas. The saucer swing has shade over it. Feedback we got from Jessica about just to cover that, and plastic gets hot, so it's one way for an accommodating feature to be able to be used more. We're able to get shade into other areas using this design. Kept with this one, it has the larger ramps on it. Some of the similar slides, so the smaller slide on the right was from Concept 2 as well. And then the roller slide is integrated on this design though, so that's the one that was on Concept 1. It's nothing that we have in our system. It's a pretty unique slide. So it's something that we are very interested in integrating into this playground design. You can see a good view of it there. And then a few things we did bring over from 1 to 2 that I didn't highlight, but it's hard to see in these pictures, but throughout the playground there are little scavenger hunt. I think they're little animals, squirrels, and woodland creatures are depicted in those. And so that's another way to interact throughout the whole playground. There's communication panels is something we will have at this playground. It's something that we have at all our playgrounds now, or most of our playgrounds now, but to interact with those differently. Right now it's shown at a higher level. We definitely will have one at the ground level, and we are looking at ways that we can do smaller symbols, braille, and signage closer to like slides and ramps or steps or swings, so that as families are going through a playground, they're not always going back to that big panel, right? So if they want to run or jump or something, so we're looking at ways to interact more with more symbols throughout, like on a smaller scale. It's feedback we've also obtained that we think will be a great feature and pretty unique, honestly, in playground design. We don't know of many, if any, are doing it in Central Ohio. This gives you the 2 to 5 section or playground. With the mound that I talked about earlier, that not too different from Concept 2 to 1. One thing to note on the musical instruments on this design, they did space those out more just to allow better access through where they're depicted now. That again, that's on the perimeter of the playground, but it's kind of shows on what it could be. We spread those out more just to allow better access through and around. Gives you the side view of this playground. And those are the 3 concepts. So open any feedback, and as we progress through, again, the goal is to engage more in the next 2 or 3 weeks and get to final concepts in January and design in January, and then ultimately in February we should know any alternative grants we get, and should have a good idea of our construction timeline early. If in January meeting, we'll have a good idea of our construction timelines.
I've got a couple questions. I know climbing walls are pretty popular right now.
Yeah.
Is there any climbing walls in any of these 3?
We've definitely gotten the feedback on climbing equipment and features. That's something we've discussed. We met yesterday and we discussed multiple things. That was one of them. Would like to add more elements. Right now, our funding level, the playgrounds you saw depicted, is about where we're at from where we're funded now. So with additional grant money, we would hope to be able to add our kind of process with that as the grants announcements come in early February. We might have going with like option. This is the playground we know we can do based on our budgets, but with additional funding, maybe even within this playground, there are sometimes different things you can add, like climbing elements.
Zip lines,
monkey.
zip lines popular?
Zip line, probably not, honestly, but That takes up, we did consider that early on. It takes up a lot of space.
It does take up a lot of space.
And with that, with this being an accessible playground, the surface is important. Surfacing is sometimes a third to half the cost of the equipment, depending on what kind of surface you get.
That was my next question. The surface, in the past, we've used mulch or chipped rubber or whatever. Is this going to be a solid rubber surface?
Yeah, this will be what's called poured in place is what we intend to go forward with this playground.
Okay, and also, I'm glad to see all the shade. It's great for parents, it's great for grandparents, to get out of the sun and while the kids are playing. And then also, as far as size, will it be about a similar size to the playground now, or will it be
Footprint of
bigger
this,
footprint?
Again, this is concept, so we do have some shots of this overlaid in the current layout. I don't have the exact square footage of this concept, but it is, the footprint is slightly larger.
So a little bit larger?
Yeah.
Okay, my final question is, you mentioned a 2 to 5 year old area.
Mm-hmm.
Can a 76-year-old man go down that slide?
Actually, that's a great feedback. Feedback we actually got was that sometimes the ramping allows access for all, so that you don't have to be a kid. So yeah,
Okay.
it's be open for
No
you.
age limit. You can do it.
Yeah, but
do
that's a
it.
good point. That
I'm
was
afraid
something
of heights, so it better not be too
in the
high.
design that was brought up is that if sometimes the big fancy equipment with all the different nets and ropes and stuff, even me, I have a hard time climbing up there. But if you have a ramp to go up there with your kid or your grandkid, it allows better access for all to enjoy the playground together.
Right. That's all I have.
What age was this designed for?
So the 2 to 5 is the smaller section, and then it depends on which concept. So the first concept, I'm getting mixed up now, but would be, we didn't get into the specifics. A lot of that depends on what equipment is within that. There are national standards that dictate what you have to label it as. But right now, the 2 to 5 area on concepts 2 and 3 is a 2 to 5 area. The larger set really wasn't designated yet. I would anticipate it to be a 2 to 12, but we haven't gotten to that level of design yet. So,
Thank you.
yeah. And there would be signage to represent that. So part of a requirement of a playground is to add signage on what the equipment's, who the age levels the equipment's appropriate for.
So I
Are all
assume-
three
oh,
designs similar in price?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
the third design is most vetted out as far as price goes, but the other two, we don't have as much of a line item on. They wouldn't be any more than the third one. So the third one has elements combined of 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we did get a kind of a more of a estimate on that. The other ones were earlier concept, and kind of as concepts evolve, we would get a price on that. And obviously, we're not going to go forward with a design that's not within our budget.
Right.
Yeah,
How much did we request? in the
$750,000 is
I'm sorry?
$750,000.
750, okay.
I thought of one more question. Benches, are there going to be benches somewhere around?
Yeah, that'll be part of the whole site design will include benches and seating. And like we talked about, fencing is important for a playground like we're trying to build here as well. So those are things we would be added in once we get into more of a final design. Yeah.
So is that budget amount that you have, that third concept fits within that, even without grant funding, or is that assuming that you would be getting grant funding?
Right there. So we don't have,
Gotcha.
again, we're in concept phase. So once we get to design phase, that's where we'll be able to have that exact cost on the surfacing, each piece of equipment within that playground will have that. If we're doing fencing, if we're doing benches, that'll all be lined out in there.
And do you have a sense if there's a lot of grants out there, or what's kind of?
We're optimistic. We have the company Game Time that I referenced is the National Playground Company. They have a grant program that we will be submitting a grant in January to offset the cost of the main play structure there. So,
Does CBJ still do that too, or not?
not through the company that we're working with. So that's a partnership with another playground company. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, we're going for a match grant ultimately is what we're going to do. So we'll have that submitted. January is the deadline to submit that. So once we have the design together, then we can go forward with that formal grant request. But it's a full match grant for the playground equipment. So the playground equipment would be like that main structure, and I don't know if it's still up, but like we had talked about that 12-foot tall structure. That piece would the grant would offset the cost of that or match it. So when we talk about then be able to add more play value, more things to the playground, that's how it would evolve.
And when do you have to have, in order to stick with this timeline, kind of when do you have to finalize your design?
Yeah, those timelines we're working through, the company's aware of our timeline. They've been very accommodating, and they spent the last probably 72 hours putting together all these concepts for it. We had some concepts, but they developed them further. So they're aware of our timelines and have been on top of getting us what we need when we need it. So we don't have concerns right now for that. The last thing we would do, though, is tear down a playground and not have it ready by summer. So if we do come up on a timeline that we can't meet, it could get moved to the fall. But right now, we anticipate spring. Yeah, we don't want a playground or a park without a playground for the summer. So
Especially with camp.
yeah, camp, many reasons. So but yeah.
Do you have to put this out for bid?
This is done through a national purchasing partner called Omnia. The company participates in that. So with those programs, they have to submit pricing and costs to do this type of work. It's a program that we've used for other playground builds, and it's commonly used in the Parks and Rec industry.
Are you going to try to reach out to the Blue Jackets again?
Not this time.
Not
Not
this
for
time.
maybe a future playground, but the Blue
Not this
Jacket
one.
Grant is a separate company that works with them. So
Okay.
yeah.
As far as feedback on the design, I really appreciated number 2 and number 3, specifically for the color cues for, I'm assuming, individuals with low vision. And then also the inclusion of more noise features, auditory play. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Blendon Woods inclusive park, which has been fantastic. Question about 2 and 3. You mentioned number 1 having wheelchair users being able to get up to a certain point and not the top. Is that also in 2 and 3, or?
2 and 3 has that too. There is can you bring that up again? I can try to show you. There is a transition. I don't know if we get back up, but when you get to the higher, the ramps do stop at a certain level, and with the budget that we have, we're not able to get to the elevation Splendid did. So to be quite honest, but there is a way that someone could crawl up to the top, and I don't.
Or assisted even?
Yes, yeah, but this tower is a newer tower for this company, and you could the black. It's almost like a ramp-like circle that goes up, and it has handholds to be able to pull, to be able to ease up to that top. So there is an accommodation there. It's not fully accessible or inclusive, but it does have things built in to make it more accessible. So, yeah.
Great, thanks.
I promise this is my last question. What are you going to do with the old playground equipment?
Its life cycle is nearing its end. So
So
it
you
will,
just recycle it or just pitch it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Unless you want it.
It won't fit in my yard.
Any other questions?
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks
it
real
does.
good.
It's nice.
Good job,
It's exciting.
Zach.
Yes.
It's our whole team effort, and many folks and like I said, Jessica's volunteering her time tonight. It's that important for her to be part of it. So many folks like that have spent a lot of time and hours in. So thank you for the opportunity to present to you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I can add to that, I think not only do we want you to see and be part of the process, but also the understanding that picking a playground out isn't looking at a catalog and pointing to a picture and saying we want that. The amount of time and process and really just the expertise that's used in order to create the best playground for that park. And it's not a one-for-one either. Every park has different challenges. Every park has different user groups that we may be targeting. So there is an expertise and a really significant thought process that goes behind it. We have certified playground safety inspectors. Zach is one of those who is very diligent at also looking at any type of potential issues or concerns when it comes to safety and hazards. So everything from safety, and then of course the users. We want to hear from the users so that they want to come and enjoy and participate with the playground, and it's also part of their community. So we want you to have that buy-in and also participate in that process, so that when you're using it, it's yours, and it's a sense of community, a sense of pride. So this process and the work that we're doing is far more than putting a piece of equipment in the ground. So I commend Zach for really spearheading this and getting a lot of individuals involved. I really think that the time and effort spent, while our timeline is very aggressive and and intense, it is purposeful, useful, and I think at the end of this, confident to say that we'll have a great result. So thought that was worth to outline, and please, as Zach mentioned, we do have the intention to follow up with those who were surveyed, because these concepts were derived from the feedback from the survey results, as well as the experts that were engaged. So we want to then test the images, test the concepts to see what kind of feedback we get, so that we can then move forward with detailed design. So please share that with those that you know who have interest. Friendship, as we mentioned, is one of the most frequented parks, so we anticipate that there's going to be lots of opinions, which we want. So please provide comments if you have any ideas after this conversation. Then you know how to reach us, and we welcome that feedback. So appreciate the time.
And if I'm not mistaken, in 27, aren't we doing the paving the parking lot over there, or is that still?
Not at Friendship Park.
Not a Friendship Park?
No.
Oh, it was on a budget I saw. Or capital plan.
You might be looking at the CIP, which every year the request that we make for the annual budget may not be the specific of the specific projects that you see in the capital improvement projects. So we have to adjust based off of the needs of the full system. So that parking lot will not be replaced in 26.
Did you survey the campers that went there? I wonder if they would have a separate set of needs, because they're there all day.
Yeah, they were part of the distribution of like the survey. Yes, they
Okay.
were part of it. So then, as we've talked about, those that were willing to give emails to follow up again, we have that too. So we'll provide that survey to that group of folks. Yeah. And I guess to that point too, our camp supervisor and camp coordinator are actually helping us develop the survey questions too, because we're very much involved in the process right now. So we wanted to ask for them to give us the questions on what they'd want to hear. So just trying to look at it from a lot of different angles too, on what kind of feedback we're getting.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, Jessica.
She was a lot behind the Berlin or the playground up at Blendon. So yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the director's report.
Your report is, of course, outlined for you. One thing I wanted to note, in case you weren't aware, we did have some snow over the last few weeks, and our team does have a role in snow removal. So add that to their resume, because it's quite extensive. But our team does do clearing of not only trails but parking lots, Creekside Plaza. We also have some individuals who have CDLs and get called for roadway clearing. So our team is very influential in making sure that pathways and sites are accessible for clearing. So thankful for their time and effort. While we're all safe and warm, they're out there working their tails off. Also want to, if you have not had the opportunity to see the lights at Creekside, I encourage you to do so. This team, led by Zach and his undying desire and passion to make the holiday light show bigger and better every single year. It's impressive, is the only word I can really think of. But I encourage you to take a look at the display. A lot of thought and effort was put behind it, and it's clear based off of the results that we see. Wanted to also mention, you'll notice that there is an influx of many different opportunities for staff development. This time of year, we do have the ability to really take a look at our processes, evaluate things that we're doing good, things that we could do better, but it also gives us an opportunity to invest into ourselves and our personnel. So there are many opportunities that we've had the ability to participate with. And actually just tomorrow, we will have our annual staff retreat. So with the support of course, Mayor Jadwin, we will head to a metro park and have a speaker. Her name's Annie Frazzoli. She is the CEO of Creating Community. She puts a lot of emphasis on culture and just leadership. So our full team will have the opportunity to hear from her and just reset, recharge, and prepare for the end of this year and, of course, moving into the next. Happy to answer any questions that you see. Otherwise, that is all I have.
I assume we're not doing the holiday lighting contest this year, is that correct?
We are not.
Okay.
That is
Was-
correct. That is correct.
Was that just because of time commitment, or?
There was a lower participation that we've seen in the past, and then we did have a transition of staff members as well. So just evaluating the time and effort placed in it.
I did have several people ask about it, so
Okay,
it might
good
be
to know.
something that if, in another time,
Certainly.
yeah.
I had people ask too.
Yeah.
My kids will be sad. They like to. The holiday lights look good from the road too. It's fun to
They
drive
do.
by them at night. Well, everything feels like night lately, so it's makes it nicer to drive by.
View.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
The whole event was, I thought, phenomenal. We had a great turnout, and I like the additions that you guys added in the lighting.
Anyone have any questions on the director's report?
Just a comment, congratulations on the award for the second place for the mountain bike trail. Were trails or improvements being compared apples to apples, or?
That's a good question. So this is through the Ohio Parks and Recreation Association. This specific category were for projects up to, was it $250,000? $500,000. There was a $500,000. So they were projects that had a budget of a certain total, $500,000 for this particular category. There were 12 entries for this specific category, and there were projects, I mean, any type of Parks and Recreation project. The winner was a nature trail.
There was a Braille trail that was with the interpretive Braille trail that was done by, it was the Diller Parks. Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't all different genres of applicants, but really this is through the entire state of Ohio, and the entries keep getting more challenging. We're more than a three-peat season. We're doing pretty good with year after year. So we like receiving these, and of course are thankful for the recognition.
I think we're 1 or 2 points off, something like that.
Just one other thing, Combo gave a shout out to Gahanna Parks and Rec for the trail and the synergy, but essentially what was said is that that's how you do it when Combo doesn't have to do anything. So that was like a plus.
Yeah.
So.
We had a really a good again, the skill set, expertise, and just the coordination, a lot of individuals involved. And that's, if you incorporate the right individuals and people who are driven to get it done, then we see the results. So thank you.
Anything else? All right, we'll move on to committee reports. BTAC?
I think the chairman has a meeting planned in January, but that's not a definite, so hopefully a meeting in January.
I have an update on that. The date that was identified was actually the potential operational or the organizational meetings. And so we may be adjusting that
To
to
February?
later, yes.
That's what I thought.
Just
I thought
so the
because we meet
competing
earlier,
interest.
and they
right.
usually meet in front of it. I thought the same thing, yeah, so.
GASAC?
They had to reschedule our meeting. It is December 16th at 3 o'clock at the Senior Center. And as always, everyone's invited.
NREC?
No.
That's always,
All right, anybody have anything else? We'll start with you, Ken.
Nothing at this time.
I'd just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and thanks for all your hard work throughout the whole year.
And
see
thank you
next
also for
year.
the
Thank you for the candy.
treats.
Yeah,
That's
thank
very
you.
thoughtful.
Same thing, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yep, same. Harvey, any?
Nothing.
Happy holidays, Happy New Year.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.